I am Kirti Tiwari, Professor of English. I am presenting a lecture on syntax, which is the study of sentence. It is one of the important topics in linguistics, which is a science of language. Language, as you know, is the single possession of man which distinguishes him from other animals. We speak in sentences, so sentences are very important units and hence the relevance of this topic. I have divided my lecture into 3 parts. The first part deals with syntax and aspects of sentence. In the second one, there is sentence analysis, followed by explanation and discussion on phrases, clauses, constructions, and constituents. The third part would deal with syntactic devices like word order, content words, function words, government, and concord. So, to begin with syntax, how this word came into existence. It originated from the Greek language, as most of the words have been, because it's a classical language. Its root is syntaxis, which literally means ordering together or arranging systematically. In a way, syntax is that branch of linguistics which studies how sentences are constructed, focusing on how words are combined to form larger units like phrases, clauses, and sentences. Here is a figure that would tell you how putting together is important. Here, noun comes first, then the verb, and lastly adjective. Now, noun is actually the subject of the sentence, and the predicate part is verb and adjective. So, a sentence is divided into subject and predicate that we have been studying right from our primary school. So, most important is the first element, that is the subject about which we are talking, and whatever we are talking becomes the predicate. So in the predicate part there can be a single verb or verb plus other parts of speech or phrases. If we want to define what is a syntax, David Crystal's definition is quite appropriate. I quote, "Syntax is the way in which words are arranged to show relationships of meaning within and sometimes between the sentences." So, syntax actually studies the way we put together the words and also show relationship of one word with the other in the sentence. Say for instance, he is sitting on the chair. So what is he? How is it related to other parts of the sentence? Or on is a preposition and its object is on the chair. So what that has relationship with the other parts of the sentence, and sometimes the relationship is between two sentences also. So the pattern or the structure of sentence is the main focus point of any syntactic study, because it is this structure which shows the interrelationships of grammatical categories. Ferdinand de Saussure also opines that syntax is an important branch, and he is of the opinion that all the branches like morphology, syntax and lexicology, they are interrelated. They cannot be separated from each other. So, morphology or words have relationship with sentence because it is the morphemes combined to words that form sentences, and then meaning is also indispensable. So the fields of morphology, syntax and lexicology, they overlap each other. Now, if we want to understand sentence, what are its aspects? A sentence may be analyzed segmentally into 3 units on the basis of sounds, phonological units that consist of phonemes and syllables, morphological units that can tell us about morphemes and words, and syntactic units that consist of phrases and clauses. Now, sentences can also be described on the basis of its features. Suprasegmental features like length, stress and pitch, or the other criteria can be on the basis of intersegmental features like syllable or juncture, that are the pauses. Then what are the topics on which linguists concentrate upon? They are more interested in observing and studying the patterns of sentences along with their constituents. Secondly, they focus upon the devices that are used to join or combine or link words, phrases and clauses that are the constituents of a sentence. Thirdly, they try to know and study the rules that govern the structure and how one structure can be transformed into other. All these we are going to study in detail in the coming slides. Before this, let us understand the hierarchy. So these are the levels. The biggest unit in grammar is sentence. A sentence can be classified into clause or clauses. Now, what are clauses? Clauses are a group of words that have a subject and predicate of their own. In a sentence, there can be a single clause, independent clause, or there can be 2 independent clauses combined with a conjunction that give rise to compound sentence, or it can have one clause and one or more than other subordinate clauses, and that gives rise to complex sentences. Now, clauses are further classified into their constituents, that are phrases. Phrases are again group of words that play or function as one of the parts of speech. So we can have single word or two words or sometimes three words in phrases, and its head, it's known by the head it has. Say for instance, noun phrase, prepositional phrase, or adjectival phrase, and so on and so forth. Then phrases are divided into words, and words are further divided into smaller units, that are morphemes. Morphemes are the smallest unit that gives meaning. So this hierarchy is quite clear. Sentence is the biggest, so it is at the highest rank, and morphemes are the smallest, so they are at the lowest. So we can either start from sentences, divide them into clauses, further classify into phrases, then words, and then morphemes. Or can go upward, morphemes into words, into phrases, clauses, and then sentence. So this is in short about sentence and syntax. In the next part, we will deal with other topic like analysis of sentence.